And, of course, the big prize, $32,023 up for grabs here. Race number 3 of the 2023 High Limit Sprint Car Series season. Tonight's feature presented by NOS Energy Drink. Chase Randall in control. Justin Sanders to his outside. RPMs begin to rise. Green flag drops. We are racing at the Wayne County Speedway.
Side by side, they race off into turn number 1. Chase Randall with the advantage, slides up to the top of the racetrack, comes back to the bottom. Can't get him down the back straightaway. Chase Randall will break the field as Sanders knocks on the door, looking to the inside for the lead.
Sanders trying to get going early here. Not going to be enough on lap number 1. Goes to Chase Randall. Sanders backslides into the clutches of Kyle Larson. Battle for second. Larson inside the white 57, slides up, trying to bring Tyler Courtney with the 3-car race for second.
Down the back straightaway, Courtney back to the 4th spot as they work off into turn number 3. James McFadden out of the outside of Courtney, taking a look. Ryan Timms with him as well. Randall continues to lead. Larson second, battle in third now. Here comes Courtney to the inside.
And Sanders on the outside. The Swindell 39, or Sunshine on the bottom. The NOS Energy Drink 7BC going to have to settle for 4th for now. Falls backwards towards James McFadden, who rides in that 5th spot. They work out of turn number 4. Larson has settled into the 2nd spot, but he's still trying to track down Chase Randall.
Side by side with Ryan Timms and James McFadden in turn number 1. Now McFadden has to get on the binders a little bit. Timms slides up across. Now McFadden back to the inside, gets back by Ryan Timms into turn 3.
Great race here for the 5th spot as they all work through 3 and out of 4. It's McFadden on the high side, Timms on the inside, the Citgo logo on the nose wing of that 5T. Here he goes again. Timms inside. McFadden committed to the high side. Timms tries to slide up, doesn't get there in time. McFadden goes around his outside and holds 5th.
James McFadden putting the whip to her down the back straightaway. Chris Wyndham now gets by Ryan Timms on the entrance in turn number 3. They'll slide up atop as they work off in turn 4. Timms falling back, and here comes Aaron Reitzel.
He is on the move and looking good, trying to find a lane that's open. Battling back in the pack there with Rico Abreu and a couple of other cars as he tries to march forward. Meanwhile, up front, Larson has caught Chase Randall. Will the bad luck step aside for Randall as he leads here? But Larson is all over him.
Down the back straightaway, nose to tail. Your races for the lead into 3. Down to the inside. Larson slides up across the racetrack. Does he get the lead? He does. Here comes Randall back to the inside.
Side by side for the top spot into turn number 1. 28 to go. Randall crosses over. Now Larson dives down the hill. Randall jumped over the cushion. That may be the break Larson needs, and the gap extends. Larson goes to the high side, and the lead as we come to 27 to go.
Randall in that 2nd spot now as Larson shows the way as they work down the front straightaway. Sanders still running in the 3rd spot. Tyler Courtney. James McFadden now rounding out the top 5 as Wyndham starts to make his march toward the front.
Reitzel has gone backwards. He runs in the 8th spot right now, so losing grip for that potential $6,000 bonus. As we look for Larson through the dust here, he's been beginning to stretch that advantage over Chase Randall. He's got lap traffic ahead of him, and they are spread out all over the racetrack.
I was just going to say that. Lap car is working the bottom, working the top. As they go into 3, they go to the bottom now. Larson goes to the top of the racetrack as we lose him in turn 4. Here they come. Down to the inside, the first car you'll encounter is Scotty Field, but a lap car is on the high side.
They're all around the bottom. Most of these lap cars, at least the first 2. Cy Lynch is the second one. Larson's already disposed of the Deep Grove 70 driven by Scotty Field. He'll go around Cy Lynch now as well and committed to the high side. And everybody tries to find a way around in an opening here on this racetrack. Tyler Gunn, the next lap car ahead of Larson, goes right to the high side.
Battle is going to be in second now as Sanders goes to the bottom, tries to put the slider on Chase Randall in turn 2. Can't quite get there. Randall drives back by him. Here comes Tyler Courtney now knocking on the door for 3rd.
They work into 3 and 4, and indeed Sanders got bottled up there with that slider, lost his momentum, and allowed Courtney to be brought into the picture. They're side by side for 3rd down the front stretch. Sunshine's going to maybe try and go for 2 here. Randall's committed to the high side. Courtney gets a little bit sideways on the bottom, and Sanders comes back closer.
Randall made a good move on the top of turn number 2 as the yellow flag waves. Caution coming out. Yellow, yellow, yellow.
23 to go. And that's going to allow this dust cloud to settle here over the racetrack. Danny Dietrich, we understand, did a 360. And that was the reason for the yellow. 23 laps to go. So we're about 12 in. And it's been all Kyle Larson. What do you do? You know, do you sacrifice yourself if it's going to really hurt your competitor? And Larson goes to the bottom there. He's been running the high side through lap traffic and everything. Goes to the bottom. Sunshine does as well. So I think it's very interesting as we see Ryan Timms, who's got a problem. He passed the leader. Yeah, was running 7, passed the leader, drove all the way around and pulled into the infield, which is the work area here.
Front tire.
Yeah, it looks like a right front tire issue.
Yep.
And it's Larson on the inside as the race leader and Randall on the outside as second place. Tyler Courtney third. Back to green, 23 to go.
Larson brings them off at turn 4 to the green flag, gets out on the field. They're too wide for the third spot as they race off into 1.
Randall got to the high side, and Larson did as well by the time they got to 1 and 2, but Randall bobbles off the back straightaway. He's going to lose 3 maybe down the back straightaway. Battle for second meanwhile. Sanders slides up across the nose of Tyler Courtney, who crosses back to the inside.
Here comes Chris Wyndham now, a 3-car battle for the second spot into turn 1. Wyndham on the bottom. Sunshine shuts the door on him. Here comes Sanders to the outside.
3 wide for the second spot, and Chris Wyndham, the spoiler in all of this, from inside of row number 7, trying to challenge Justin Sanders for the second spot. Sanders will hold it for now. Courtney goes back to third. 2 NOS cars racing for the third spot. That's Courtney in the 7, Wyndham in the 4.
Sanders on the high side make that 3 NOS cars, because here comes Sheldon Haudenschild down the back straightaway. He's caught him. He's up on the Sheldon line around the outside of turn 4.
20 laps to go. This time by, they're still racing. 3-car battle for this third spot. Now they're going to all nearly go 3 wide, 3 different lanes. Haudenschild on the bottom, Wyndham through the middle, and Courtney on the high side.
Good racing down the back straightaway. James McFadden watching that happen in the 6th spot. 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th are nose to tail as they work off at turn 4.
Second place, Justin Sanders has gotten away, as has race leader Kyle Larson, but we can't turn our attention away from this race for third. Sheldon Haudenschild got by Wyndham, bangs the ledge, and tries to get away from Courtney, who gets back to the inside, but Sheldon has found some speed on the cushion all the way around this speedway. As he knows how to do so well, he draws back to the left side of Tyler Courtney, and Wyndham goes 3 wide.
3 wide as they race off into turn number 1. Now Sheldon up across the nose of the 7 BC. Here comes James Mack. 4 cars, nose to tail, down the back chute, 3 wide, entering turn 3. Sheldon ahead of them all. The trio right behind him, 3 wide off at turn 4. Sheldon now up into the 3rd spot.
3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, all right together. Haudenschild gets away with 3rd. Wyndham in 4th. He's got to get going. Courtney gets going on the outside and goes by him into that 4th spot. So Wyndham back to 5th. James McFadden lying in wait there in the 6th spot.
Kyle Larson in traffic now in turn number 2 to the top side of the racetrack, down the back straightaway. No challenge there as Scotty Thiel off the pace. He pulls to the infield. We stay green.
McFadden has gotten around Wyndham now too, so the bottom 80 starting to fade. That's where Wyndham's made most of his progress, but everybody that's passed him has gotten to the high side, and he's lost 3 or 4 spots. Wyndham's surely going to have to bail on the bottom here, and indeed he does. Goes to the high side. He's fallen back to the 6th spot.
Kyle Larson, Justin Sanders, Sheldon Haudenschild, Tyler Courtney, and James McFadden, your top 5. Wyndham, Reitzel, Abreu, Randall, and Peck, your top 10.
Lap traffic ahead again for Kyle Larson, the race leader, who goes up over the cushion, kind of uses that ramp onto the back straightaway. That's Parker Price Miller, the redeemed 26 on the inside, who's going a lap down. And we also saw Tyler Gunn there in that mix as Larson tries to dispose of the slower traffic.
Lap cars side by side in front of your leader. That's the opportunity Sanders needs if he's going to close the gap on your leader. He does just a little bit through 1 and 2. Down the back chute now, here comes Sheldon. He's closing in on Sanders. Closing down to 3 car lengths now. 4 as they race around the top of turn 4.
Sheldon from 10th to a podium position, and once one more than that. He has indeed closed in on Sanders, even more so that last time by as they race for that 2nd spot. Sanders in the white and black 39, Sheldon Haudenschild in Austin Engineering 17. He's as close as he's been all night. What does he do? Haudenschild looks to the bottom. This is the race for 2nd.
Down to the inside, Sheldon has a lap car ahead. He goes slides back to the top. Sanders squeaks by on the outside. Sanders back to the cushion. Sheldon follows him in. Nose to tail to the top of 1 and 2.
Larson has gotten away again from these two as they work through lap traffic. Sanders and Haudenschild 2nd and 3rd. And still Tyler Courtney in 4th. James McFadden 5th. Coming to 10 laps to go. Next time by for Kyle Larson. Now we go yellow again. Oh, that's Hunter Schurenberg. And that car is destroyed. Rear end ripped out of it. And he stopped over here right at the entrance to turn 1. Sounds like Brandon Spithaller may be involved. And there's Hunter out of the race car. The white helmet over there in turn number 1.
Well, you called that one right, Dylan. The rear end completely ripped out of the Maxim car number 55, the TK Concrete Logan Contracting entry.
And it looks like the right rear maybe, it broke off on the axle.
Off.
Yeah. Wonder if that happened and that's what caused him to crash, or if he maybe got into the wall over there and did that. Corey Eliason, it also appears, has some damage to that.
Some top wing damage on the 11 car.
And guys, the 11 car also has some front end damage. The left front, you got a left rear tire down as well. So he's going to take a trip to the work area. You guys mentioned the damage on Hunter Schoenberg's machine. Yeah, that right rear completely ripped out of that car. I'm trying to check the damage on the other vehicle involved. But you mentioned Eliason. His day will be done. Oh, yeah, significant front end damage.
And he has walked across the infield, Chris.
Eliason was running 12th and Schoenberg was 15th on that last lap.
And Schoenberg, he actually even helped some of the track officials get the fire extinguisher over here too as well. Some smoke from underneath as he came to a rest, but they're going to go ahead and put it on the hook. But yeah, incredible front end damage. Front wing, the axle, some of the tubing, or not tubing, I should say, like right where the pitman arm is on the left side, bent out into the headers as well. So yeah, that car's, but good to see both drivers get out under their own power. I'll try to catch up with Hunter and see what happened here to this latest red flag.
Thank you, Chris. And under red with 11 laps to go. And how about Sheldon?
Yeah.
From 10th to now 3rd, and he was kind of in the catbird seat with Justin Sanders sized up, but this may give him an even better shot at potentially going after the win. It's been all Kyle Larson thus far. And Kyle hasn't had to deal with too much lap traffic. Seems like about every time he gets really in the thick of it, the yellow comes out, or the red in this case. So, but an opportunity for these guys to all work on their race cars and get them dialed in a little bit better, like we were talking about earlier. This is where the cream rises to the top, is under these kind of conditions where you've got a chance to sit here and think about it, as we see on FloRacing, the 11 of Corey Eliason going off on the hook over there in turn number 2. Opportunity here to really dial yourself in or dial yourself out if you go the wrong way. So a couple other cars we were watching there. Chris Wyndham from inside of row 7 was in that hellacious 4-car battle for 3rd with Sheldon, Tyler Courtney, James McFadden. He's slipped to the 6th spot. Aaron Reitzel has slipped to 8th as well. So the big money for him just a little bit out of reach. And Chase Randall as well has gone backwards from the pole to 10th.
Take a look now. Kyle will bring him down the front straightaway and decide where he's going.
Yeah, he chooses the bottom again. Sheldon won at the bottom. Yeah, Sheldon won at the bottom.
Very last minute.
Yeah, so that Sheldon won at the bottom there. I don't know if he was having second thoughts or just wasn't ready, but that kind of forced Courtney to make an evasive move too to get to the high side, keep that second row starting position. All righty. Lights will be out next time as the back few rows get in order. I think Sheldon has a good opportunity here to get around Sanders on this restart. As good as the bottom was on that first restart, if Sheldon can get going and get Sanders kind of up the racetrack so he can't get to the cushion and just run it all the way around, we may get that Haudenschild Larson battle.
All right, just about set to go. Field stacking up side by side. Yellow lights are off. Kyle Larson with Justin Sanders to his outside. 11 laps remain.
Coming to green. Larson on it early, down the hill. He got the jump he needed. Sanders did a great job there as well. Look at Chris Wyndham from row 3, challenging for the 3rd spot now as Haudenschild gets going on the high side. Sanders bobbled. Here's the race for 2nd. Sheldon can't get down there. Oh, he can. Forced his way down there across Wyndham's nose. Haudenschild slides up the racetrack. He goes to the 2nd spot.
Sanders back around Haudenschild. Here comes Wyndham down to the inside now. A 3-car battle for the 2nd spot. Sheldon has it. Sanders with a run for 3rd. Oh, Sheldon bobbles off of turn 2. Down the back chute now. Sanders up into the 3rd spot. Here comes Big Daddy to the inside.
Wyndham making the bottom work all feature long here, and he's got a podium position on lockdown right now. Battle for 4th behind those two. Rico Abrams just talked about him. On the inside, the white 24. Haudenschild got up and over the cushion again. He falls back to 5th.
Down the back straightaway, Sheldon back to 5th. Here comes Brian Brown now knocking on the door. of Tyler Courtney. That's the battle for the 6th spot. Brown from Provisional now challenging for 6th best, his 2 9th place finishes.
Great run, early contender for sure for the Tezos. Hard charger, went upside
Courtney
down.
Upside down.
Right in front of the field, and everybody missed him.
Tyler Courtney getting upside down in turn number 2 to bring out the red.
8 laps to go. And a rare mistake there from the 7BC. That cushion over there is treacherous. There is no doubt about that. It is a full-on curb. Top 5 right now as they run: Kyle Larson, Justin Sanders, Chris Wyndham, Rico Abreu, and Sheldon Haudenschild, as we await the emergence of Tyler Courtney over there in turn number 2. There he is, climbing out. Tyler Courtney up and on his feet now to the 7BC.
Surveying the damage up on the top of the racetrack there, just taking a look at how tore up the 7BC is. But best news is Tyler's out of the car. Chris Wyndham, what do you see? Or Chris Wilner, sorry. What do you see over there?
Well, Wyndham sees a pretty good shot
Yes,
here
he
at
does.
the front, but my vantage point is not as pretty. Tyler Courtney looking at the damage. They're trying to right the car on all fours, and they're going to by hand. But you guys mentioned the top, and this is the first time I've actually had a chance to walk up here as we continue to look at the damage. Oh, yeah, flat left rear tire, right front damage, obviously the top wing, and the left side nerf bars like pinched underneath the headers toward the motor. So that thing is piercing the inside of the race car. But if you take a look at the top side of this racetrack, and I'll have our cam op show, I mean, do you call this a curb? It's literally mid-thigh.
It's on the fence.
It's on the fence, literally. I mean, I can just sit up here and have a cup of coffee.
Chris is short, but it's still tall. It's still really tall.
It's tall for a curb for sure. But again, you guys mentioned it's even blended in with the guardrail too. It's kind of conformed to the molding with the. So, yeah, if you're going to get into it, you're going to go upside down in a big way. And unfortunately for Tyler Courtney, that happened. He is out. Again, they're going to put it on the hook. Something pierced right below the number on the top wing. It looks like a bullet hole. But, yeah, tough luck for Tyler. He didn't really frustrated, but for sure. Good to see him climb out of the car and, well, have ourselves another restart.
Yeah, and Sunshine may have gotten clipped there as he was going over. That maybe what that hole is. I thought I saw somebody maybe tag him just a little bit. So even better news to see him get out of the car. Yeah, that I don't know what we want to call it, the top side of the racetrack over there in 1 and 2. Basically, the wall. So there's not really anything you can use to ramp off of it or lean on it. Really, you got to be perfect. And I thought it was interesting, even listening to Justin Sanders earlier in the night talk about how surprised there. So you got to hit it perfect, because if you don't, you're going to get tight, and then you're going to climb over that jump that's basically formed up by where the wall ends, and then you're really going to be in trouble. So it's about as tough as it gets over there in 1 and 2.
It's good to see the MedStar safety crew here with us tonight as well. Jay Major and team, they do a great job of keeping our drivers safe, and glad to have them here tonight. Unfortunately, you never want to use them, but if you need them, it's always nice to have them.
The pace has slowed a little bit on some of these repairs. They looks like they got a new left rear on, and now just trying to get a new top wing on. I don't know. Curious to see what they do to the front of the car, if anything. They may have looked at it and just decided not to do anything. I saw, looked like Luke down there was taking a radius rod or something off the car, but they may have gotten that replaced, and here's the new top wing.
Yeah, and the wing tree assembly was a little bit hard to get that top wing off. Kind of got bent in the accident, but they were able to rip it off, and now they're going to put it back on. I don't see anything as far as the foundation, the studs to that top wing, to the assembly there where you bolt the top wing on. So they escaped with that, so it's able to slip on pretty nicely once they got it on, and now they're just trying to put it in together.
Yeah, all they're going to have to hope for now is a yellow, because we just went 1 to go. So They're going to try and get it fixed as best they can and hope we get a yellow here. Single file restart. We're under 10 to go. We've got 8 laps remaining. It's Larson, Sanders, Wyndham, Abreu, and Haudenschild, your top 5.
Orange cone on the front chute. That's where we'll start him. No passing before the cone, going below the cone or hitting. Look at Kyle bringing it way up. Comes down the hill, carrying some speed. Green is out.
Larson and Sanders to work right away on the high side. Wyndham making hay once again, trying to on the bottom as Haudenschild looks inside Abreu behind him for the 4th spot.
Abreu gets by. Here comes Brian Brown. He gets by Sheldon as well. Reitzel now on the move. He looks to the inside of James McFadden in turn number 4.
Rico Abreu around Chris Wyndham. He goes to the 3rd spot. So Rico on the charge late here with 7 laps to go. Can he do anything with Justin Sanders, who runs in the 2nd spot as Wyndham tries to get going again in the 4 car?
Side by side, Brian Brown, Sheldon Haudenschild in 3 and 4. Sheldon back to the top. Brian Brown runs the inside line, works down the front chute still, wheel to wheel. Now Brown looks to the inside of Wyndham. Wyndham holds it back. Here comes Sheldon across the nose.
Brian Brown from 25th. He took a provisional and he is inside the top 5. What a charge for Blackjack as Larson continues to click them off. 5 to go. Sanders back by about 10 car lengths or so as they work the high side of 1 and 2.
Kyle Larson a challenge down the back straightaway. Sanders running 2nd. Here comes Rico. Look at the run. Rico has to the inside of 3 and 4. Side by side for 2nd. Can't get there. Sanders on the top. Rico holds on to the 3rd spot. Brian Brown into the top 4.
Talking about guys dialing the race cars in under yellow and red. The 24 Abreu, the 21 of Brown. Maybe the 2 best cars on the racetrack right
Sheldon
now.
Way up in the air over in 1 and 2.
He hit that dirt wall and bounced. It's reached out and grabbed him a couple times. No worse for wear, though, as he continues on, but heads to the bottom through 3 and 4. He'd fallen out of the top 5 there racing with Brian Brown, and this time by as he comes by the line, Haudenschild scored 7th.
33 laps in this time around for your race leader.
2 laps to go right there for Larson. He's got some more lap traffic ahead. I think Ryan Timms is the 1st car, but I don't think Larson's going to get there. Sanders in 2nd. Abreu has backed off of him in 3rd. Battle for 4th, though. Brian Brown racing there down the back straightaway with Justin Peck.
Justin Peck gets by him as they work down into 3 and 4.
Oh, and we go red. Somebody else just crashed. Red flag. Two laps to go, 33 complete, and we may have had one go off on the back straightaway behind 1 and 2, and we did. It's Chase Randall, we understand, who went off over there.
Oh, man.
And that is bad luck continues.
So we'll wait for word from outside of turn number 2 on Chase Randall.
There he is. We can see him on FloRacing upside down over there just on the top of the yellow guardrail. And again, once we know Chase is okay, we'll give you an update. It's an open red for the crews. Open red.
So an open red. You're Brian Brown. You've
Yeah.
come from the last row. Chad Morgan running over there right now talking to Brian Brown. He's been on the inside. How much more can he get out of that car?
Man, I don't know. That is an
What a run.
impressive drive. He was hard charger earlier on in one of the races. Maybe it was at Lakeside.
Yep.
And
Very ninth place finishes.
Yeah, a couple ninth place finishes. But man, this run, 25th to 4th. I mean, that is that's impressive to say the least. And I don't know. I almost wonder if he's happy or upset about this red because he was rolling right along there. I think he was a little bit too far back to get to Rico, but we do see Chase Randall's car has been righted over there in turn 3 and 4, or turn 1 and 2 rather, and there's Chase out of the race car standing there talking with the EMT. So Chase Randall out of the race car and okay, went over the wall in turn 2.
And guys, I don't know if you can hear me from over here.
We can, Chris, barely.
I think by the looks of the right rear tire, that thing may have come apart because that thing is shredded down the middle. and completely off the wheel, hanging on by the bead by a mere fingernail. So could be something to talk about for sure about maybe what happened, but nonetheless, glad to see Chase is okay. He's talking to the safety EMTs. He's going to take the walk, or the ride back, I should say. But Dad's already here on scene, but they're going to go ahead and put the hook on it. But scary ride. I mean, he is a solid 4 or 5 feet. 4 or 5 feet behind the wall, and there's a huge crater as I walk the tightrope right over the outer exterior wall. There's a giant crater where that car made impact and rolled down the hill. So scary incident. Chase is okay. The race car, can't say the same.
Yeah, tough break for him, and thank you, Chris. We've talked about him a lot tonight. He has been spectacular, to say the least, just with no results to show for it. Sounds like we may have a replay on FloRacing from our front stretch camera, which we'll take a look at now and see. You can see him, man. He did he got some altitude for sure.
He sure did.
And went for a tumble. And here it is again. Watch the top of your screen there, right there. Hits the wall, gets on the left side, and away he goes. Big time crash right there. Certainly glad to see Chase get out of the car. And a lot of guys have already, right?
Yeah.
Brian Brown, talked about him.
For sure.
Chris Wyndham's been strong.
Justin Peck, kind of out of nowhere here late. Brent Marks, a nice charge for him as well. So plenty of movers and shakers here at the front of the field as we come to green. Green, white, checkered. Kyle Larson, Justin Sanders, Rico Abreu set to duke it out for $32,000 here at Wayne County. good start for Larson as he brings it from the top to the bottom of the racetrack and down into turn one.
Abreu goes to the bottom, tries to slide Sanders, gives him a lane. Sanders drives through it. It may cost Rico a couple spots down the back straightaway as Brown and Peck battle.
Boy, that was a close one. Peck and Brian Brown were wheel to wheel as they went into turn number 3. White flags out. Final time around for Kyle Larson.
He has been in control all feature long. Justin Sanders second, not going to get there. They're racing hard, 3 wide for third behind him. But out in front, it's all clear racetrack. Young money, Kyle Larson, a high-limit sprint car series winner. He wins the Buckeye Brawl at the Wayne County Speedway.
Sanders comes home second and at the line. Oh, man. Justin Peck nips Brian Brown for the 3rd spot. Wow.
How about it, race fans? Young money, Kyle Larson, a winner with the High Limit Sprint Car Series, $32,023 in his pocket. He finally wins one with his own series. Justin Sanders second, Justin Peck third from 12th, Brian Brown 4th from 25th, and Rico Abreu rounds out your top 5. Everybody will head off the racetrack and head to scales.
Chris, you got a hard charger. Kyle Larson going to be climbing out of that car here in just a moment.
He certainly will, Tony. The helmet's coming off here down on the front straightaway victory lane. All the fans gathered on the front straightaway fence to cheer for young money. Kyle Larson finally wins here in the High Limit Series. Race number 3, Sheldon Haudenschild's Buckeye Brawl at Wayne County Speedway. Smiles all around. Owner Paul Silva gave him a high five. He's going to come around as well. But race fans, let him hear you. Kyle Larson! He's got Audrey here as well. And he's going to climb up on top, race fans. Let him hear it one more time. Young money, Kyle Larson wins the High Limit Series here at Wayne County Speedway. What a moment. Kyle's had so many laps around this racetrack over the years, and it comes to fruition today with $32,023 plus an added bonus as well. Kyle, congratulations. It took 3 races to get here at High Limit Victory Lane in your series. Let's start off talking about the dominant car you had all night long. Whether it was in traffic or out front, it seemed like you could just pull guys off these restarts. What was working for you so well here tonight?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I was a bit nervous on the launch. I felt like I would spin all the way down the front stretch, but I could rip pretty good through 1 and 2 and get down the backstretch okay. So just a great car. We're always really good when we come to Wayne County, and these types of tracks really suit the 57. You know, the elbows up type of places where you got to run the cushion. So hats off to Paul and Trevor, and thank all you fans too for coming out. This was amazing crowd. You guys had me nervous under the red. I could hear you guys chanting Sheldon's name, so I saw him on the board and got a little bit nervous there. But glad to just be patient there early on and kind of wait for Randall to either catch traffic, and then he made a mistake before he got to traffic, and thought about pulling the trigger in 1, but decided I was getting off of 2 better than him, so I could plug away at that and get the run built to slide him in 3 and 4. So again, great car. Thanks to everybody who helps out on this team. It means a lot to have all these partners on our car, and you'll get our first high limit win.
What does it mean to you, though? I mean, you and Brad have worked so hard, your entire high limit team, to stand here tonight as a winner in your series after pouring your blood, sweat, and tears in this. I mean, what does that mean to you personally?
Well, it means a lot, I think, when we see the fans. I think to see all these places that are packed, see the car counts too. I mean, it's been since COVID, I feel like, since you've seen car counts in the 50s. So I think the teams really appreciate what Brad and I are doing, and it's more than just Brad too and myself. JP does a lot. Everybody at Flow Sports and FloRacing for what they do to support this series and put on a good show for you fans and a great broadcast too for the fans at home. So I hope everybody enjoys it. We're trying our best to build it up. Brad, I mean, I don't know how he goes and does what he does and wins outlaw races every week, because he's way more focused on the promoter side of things than he is racing. But that just shows where his heart's at, as a whole, is growing this sport. And again, I think it shows when we have fields like this, crowds like this. So and great racing too. I think that's what makes High Limit Series great.
Congratulations, Kyle. From third to first, Kyle Larson wins round number 3 of the High Limit Series here at Wayne County Speedway, backing up what he did with the All-Stars last week. Now let's walk around the backside here and go visit with our second place finisher, Justin Sanders, who started in position number 2. Justin, it seemed like you were the second best car. Kyle just had a little bit more there at the end. What were you working with behind the wheel just to try to maintain? And you had a few opportunities at a restart. You maybe wish you thought something different?
No, I don't think there's really anything different I could do. Kevin had the car pretty dang good. I mean, it was almost perfect. I just got beat by Kyle. That's all there is. Like I said the other night at Hanford, I think we won the normal people's race. Kyle isn't human, so we'll take this. I mean, this second place. I don't get to race with these guys a lot. I only come run high limit races and a few shows here and there. So to come to this place, I've never been here. This place is awesome, by the way. I had a blast. Almost put it out of the ballpark about 8 times, but I think that's exciting for you guys. To come here and with this car, I'll get to run a lot with Kevin's package. I was really comfortable right from qualifying on. He just worked with me and tried to, just every time we came off the track, just get the car a little better. And I got to say, it was pretty dang good. Like I said, I don't know if I could have really done anything different. Rico threw that slider on me on the restart, and I was able to drive around him. And if you're racing with Kyle and Rico for the win, you must be doing something right. So just got to thank these Swindell Speed Lab guys, everybody on the crew, Colton, Hunter, Kevin and Joe, Dylan for all the videos, my fiance Brooke, just everybody that's out here. Drink Victory Fuel, High Performance Lubricants, Curb Records, Hoff Farms, Jay and Scrap Metal. Yeah, I'm trying to remember all these sponsors, but just everybody that supports this car, Ryder Engines, FK Rod Ends, just everybody that helps us out.
Nice job. Ties his career best with the High Limit Series. That's Justin Sanders in second. And we'll take the walk back to find Justin Peck from 12th. Had that book number 13 rolling there at the end, was able to capitalize. There's Justin. Already has a cold beer in hand. Well, I'd say you earned it, my friend. 12th to 3rd on the podium here at Wayne County. I know you race car drivers go for a win, but you said you were searching for some stuff earlier this season. Do you finally feel like you found it?
Yeah, I mean, we went to Eldora and pulled this new car out and just kind of started coming to life. We got our engine program semi-patched up here and, just trying to work through some stuff, man. It's just, it's tough when you're, getting into the thick of things and you feel like you're going, half-gunned and I feel like we're moving in the right direction and getting our program better. And just so, I got to thank, Avani, Coastal Race Parts, Big Spring Car Wash, Kurt, Sean, the Racing Trading Post, and, all these guys that, get us up and down the road. They've been working their tails off, and we really don't have any results to show for it. So, it gives us a little bit of confidence here finishing on the podium and, hoping to take this speed into next week.
I know you race a lot out in here in Ohio, so I wanted to ask you about the racing. I mean, is this vintage Wayne County or what?
Yeah, this is, hats off to these guys, man. It's, since I've been coming here, the top really doesn't last down there in 3 and 4 like that, and it just seemed like you could, you could just rip the fence, from start to finish tonight. And Brownie was pretty good there, just kind of rolling on the bottom, and he obviously made a massive charge. So, hats off to the track crew. I really like coming to Wayne County. I mean, it's kind of tough starting mid-pack trying to be able to see, but. That's part of the sport, man. That's sprint cars are dangerous, and having dusty conditions is dangerous. But it just just adds to the element and adds some character to the race.
Solid job. Justin Peck comes home third here tonight from 12th. And while we have a second, let's get a quick word with tonight's Tezos Hard Charger, Brian Brown, 25th to 4th. Did you just find a cheat code, or how the heck did you wheel this 21 car from the back?
Yeah, just kind of goes back to my team, Chad, Dad, JB, Lath. They just don't give up. We didn't unload the best in the world. We weren't that great in the heat. Chad worked on it, got me better for the B, and we just felt like we were pretty good in the B. We just didn't have the track position, and we were just kind of hesitant even on taking the provisional. And it's we felt like we were good enough in the B to pass cars. Let's just take it and one by one, and here we go. So just an awesome night. Just like I said, Casey's FEP, Andy's Frozen Custard, Impact Signs, Awnings and Wraps. All of our partners, Mountain Dew Overdrive, that make this happen. It's a long way from home. Makes the drive home a little bit better when you go 26 to 4th. But really felt like I missed the bottom on that last restart. I definitely could have ran third. And I told Justin after the race there, I appreciated it. He could have really dirtied me up into 3 and chopped me real bad. He left me enough room just to get through there. And he's a great racer, and shows he doesn't have to do that stuff and still able to beat me. So it was wouldn't say this is my favorite place, but we got a good result. So, like I said, just happy for all of our team, all of our partners. Charlie Garrett engines weren't using all the power tonight, but definitely have those. Maxim chassis, FK shocks, definitely when the track gets slick like this, you definitely need that. So I want to say hello to my wife, Heather, at home watching. And like I said, just cool to be at Wayne County. I've seen a lot of videos. A guy told me last night you need some kahunas. But I brought the brains and just put it around the bottom, and it worked out. So overall, great night. I want to thank all the crowd for coming out. I know Sheldon and Zan put a lot of hard work into this. High Limits is doing a great job, and it's awesome to be a part of this series.
Well, it's fun to watch. Brian Brown, congratulations. Artezo's Hard Charger, 25th to 4th. Well, Dylan, Tony, how about it? Wayne County did not disappoint. I'd say we're 3 for 3 on great races to start the 2023 season.
We are, absolutely. And great job by you, Chris, down there all night as well. We'll give you the feature finishing order quickly. Kyle Larson, of course, picks up the victory, and Justin Sanders with Justin Peck rounding out the podium. Brian Brown from 25th to 4th. Rico Abreu finishes 5th. Chris Wyndham, Aaron Reitzel, Brent Mark, Sheldon Haudenschild, and James McFadden, your top 10. Danny Dietrich was 11th. Brandon Spithaller, 12th. Brady Bacon, 13th. Cole Macedo, 14th. Anthony Macri was 15th. Buddy Kofoid, Parker Price Miller, Cy Lynch, Ryan Timms, and Chase Randall round out the top 20, with Tyler Gunn, Tyler Courtney, Corey Eliason, Hunter Schoenberg, and Scotty Thiel completing our finishing order.